Hi, everyone. My name is Alexis, and I'm a fourth-year student here at Cal State Fullerton. My pronouns are he, him, his, and my major is in cinema and television arts. A little fun fact about me is that I'm a Titan ambassador with our Office of Outreach and Recruitment, and that I was previously a resident advisor for our Housing and Residential Engagement Department here on campus. So today I am actually going to talk to you about housing and residential engagement. And with my personal experiences as an RA, I feel like I can inform you a little bit about why you should live on campus, what amenities does housing offer to students, and what does housing look like? So just to kind of give you a brief rundown of what housing is, it's here at Cal State Fullerton, and it offers students a vibrant, thriving community that assists them in achieving their academic, personal, and career goals. So again, we offer multi forms of housing here. So we have our residence halls for our first-time freshman students. We do also have single apartments, double apartments, and we are looking to add our suite style apartments for fall 2022. So there's a lot of exciting things happening in housing, and it's definitely a great thing to take a look at if you are interested in living on campus. So a little more about housing is that we do offer opportunities for students to get involved with student leadership, and we do also engage our students academically and socially. So for example, with student leadership, students that are living in housing can participate with our Resident Student Association, also known as RSA, or NRHH, which is the National Residence Hall Honorary. These two clubs and organizations are basically specific to housing, and students can get involved with them so that way they can advocate for their community, advocate for, let's say, for example, better things to come to housing, more events. They can get funding to have certain events hosted here in housing. I'm going to start over because that's more for RAs, not for residents. Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Alexis, and I'm a fourth-year student here at Cal State Fullerton, and my major is in cinema and television arts. And I'm also a Titan ambassador with the Office of Outreach and Recruitment. And a little fun fact about me is that I was actually an RA, or a resident advisor previously, with our Department of Housing and Residential Engagement. And today, funnily enough, I'll be talking to you about housing and residential engagement and a little bit why you should live on campus, what does it have to offer, what amenities do they have, and what does the layout look like. So to kind of give you a bit of background information about housing and residential engagement, it offers students a vibrant, thriving community that assists them in achieving their academic, personal, and career goals. Specifically, community develops through the leadership and participation of the students who live here, and residents are immersed in the student life and spirit of Cal State Fullerton. So for example, we do offer student organizations here within the community, such as RSA, also known as Resident Student Association, and NRHH, which is also known as National Residence Hall Honorary. These two student club organizations are specific to housing, and they're here to support our residents in anything that they would like to do. It gives them an opportunity to be student leaders in their communities and also just engage with the community and help plan events for the community as well. So if you are interested in student leadership, that's a really fun way to get involved and get some work experience on your resume without having an official job title just yet. So that's definitely a perk to living in housing. Aside from that, if you don't really want to be on the student leadership side, as I mentioned, there are opportunities for you to also grow academically wise. Your resident advisors will be putting on events where we'll have different club resources coming out to talk to you about, like the Writing Center here on campus, the Learning Center, the Career Center as well. So that way you are connected with CSUF resources. A lot of first-time freshman students who aren't living in housing don't necessarily always know that these resources exist. So while you're here living on campus, we make sure and we kind of go the extra mile to ensure that you are familiar with these resources and that you know what to do in your next 3 years after you leave housing, if you choose to leave housing after your first year of living here with us. Aside from that, we do also have informal events, formal events that are hosted by clubs and organizations outside of housing, or also just by your resident advisors in housing. So definitely check those out. Those are great ways to socialize with other residents and kind of get involved with the community. Some examples of that is we do have karaoke nights where we have this whole stage set up with microphones, and you could do a duet with a friend. You could do a whole group song. I know I've seen a group of students do like a One Direction song for everyone, and everyone was cheering them on. So those are fun little karaoke nights that we have in the community, but it's more than just that too. Sometimes we have more formal events where students can engage, maybe write letters of kindness to other students. It just depends on what your resident advisors are planning for the community that year. But more of our formal events, I previously was the Rainbow House resident advisor, and that's a themed community. So for that themed community, it's a floor where all LGBTQ+ identifying students can live. And one of the events that I got to work on was the drag show, which happens every fall semester here at Cal State Fullerton. And it's technically open to all students here at CSUF, but it's hosted within housing. So if you do live on campus, you get immediate access to it. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a really fun event that I got to host this previous academic year. And last year, we actually did have a spring semester drag show. So we are looking forward to maybe doing that again in the future. So if you're here living on campus, definitely take advantage of all events that are accessible to you. But just so you kind of know a little bit more about the layout of housing, we do have our residence halls, which again are reserved for first-time freshman students. We do have our single apartments, which are mostly for our sophomore, junior, and senior students. In addition to our single apartments, we have the double apartments. So for res halls, you have the option of living either in a double or a triple. So if you live in a double, it's yourself, including a roommate, and it's gonna be in a dorm. And in that dorm, it'll be a little hallway with a bunch of other dorms, and then there will be a community bathroom that everyone will share. If you're living in the single apartments, however, it's gonna be 4 apartment rooms. So 4 bedrooms in 1 apartment, and there's a kitchen, a living room, and 2 bathrooms. So every student in the single apartment will have their own individual bedroom space, but they'll have to share all the other shared spaces. And then in the double apartments, it's only 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. But the only difference is that apartment is bigger. So in every bedroom, there's going to be 2 students living in each bedroom. And then those students would share the bathrooms and also the shared spaces outside, like the living room and the kitchen. And again, pricing ranges depending on what space that you choose to live in and also what meal plan you get. And for meal plans, we offer quite a few. We have our 5-day meal plan and our 7-day meal plan, and also some block plans as well too. So with the 5-day, 7-day, those are typically reserved for our first-time freshman students who are planning to live in our res halls, since you will not have access to kitchens in your dorms, unfortunately. So we offer you the 5-day or 7-day, so that way you can basically see what you need. 5-day usually works well for students who are going to be going home on the weekends and only need to be fed throughout the week. And 7-day meal plans are for people who are maybe coming from out of state or maybe from another part of California that's a little too far away to go home to on the weekends. But whatever your situation might be, you get to decide that when you choose your meal plan. And then if you're living in the apartments, you can always do a 5-day, 7-day meal plan, but we do also offer block plans because you technically do have a kitchen. So if you want to grocery shop for yourself, you can always just do a very small block plan. So that way you're covered for some days. And then the other days you can just cook for yourself. So again, we kind of offer that flexibility for students who do want to have that option. But again, that's just for you to decide. And we have more information on the housing website. And on the housing website too, we do have virtual tours and a way for you to communicate directly with the office assistants and the faculty that work in the housing office. The easiest way to access them is going to their website, which is going to be fullerton.edu/housing. And on their website, they do have an option where you can send them a direct message. So that way you don't have to give them a phone call. But in case you're wondering, their phone number is also on their website, but it's 657-278-2168 in case you want to give them a phone call to kind of further inquire about certain things. And again, as well too, if you are interested in housing, just remember that the application typically opens in April during the spring semester, and it is first come, first served. So while CSUF does have a reputation of being a commuter campus, our housing application actually usually gets really impacted. So if you do want to live on campus, if this is the experience that you do want to have, definitely do take advantage of it by applying early. And while you apply, you'll be given the option to fill out like a roommate questionnaire so that way you can kind of find a roommate that's kind of similar to your interests. Again, you can live in a themed community and you can choose the one that you're interested in. So for example, we offer the Athena themed community, which is an all women's floor. Again, I worked in Rainbow House. That's a floor for all LGBTQ identifying students. And then we do also have floors for majors. So if you are an engineer and you want to be on the College of Engineering and Computer Science major floor, that's something that you can do. My favorite one is the Cinema and Television Arts because that's my major. I'm biased. And every October, we do a haunted maze for everyone in the community. So if a themed community is something you're interested in, then remember to apply early because it's first come, first serve, and it does get a little competitive. But aside from that, if you have any further questions for our department, Outreach and Recruitment, you can always shoot us an email at outreach@fullerton.edu. And just make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter. We're most active on Instagram, and our @ is going to be CSUF Outreach. And we do also have a YouTube in case you do want to subscribe to that. And other than that, thank you again. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Become a Titan.